You know, for the longest time, I've said it's absolutely insane and ridiculous and borderline criminal that I can carry a firearm to protect myself and the people I love in one state, but the moment I cross an imaginary line into another state, my Second Amendment rights get confiscated at the border. But my Texas driver's license, oh, that's good to go anywhere in the country. Someone please make it make sense. This is why we need the Constitutional Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act. And here's the exciting part. Thanks to Representative Richard Hudson, who introduced H.R. 38 earlier this month, we're seeing real momentum behind this legislation. And get this, it's not just a Republican thing anymore. It now has bipartisan support. Yep, you heard me right. Democrats are jumping on board. Oddly enough. Let me break it down for you. H.R. 38 would make your concealed carry permit work like your driver's license. A permit from any one state would be valid in the other 49. But here's the kicker. If you live in a constitutional carry state, you'd be able to carry nationwide as long as you can prove your residency. It's that simple. I think Representative Hudson put it perfectly. The Second Amendment shouldn't stop at state lines, and law-abiding citizens are being made criminals every day by a hodgepodge of confusing laws. H.R. 38 fixes this by saying every state needs to recognize a concealed carry permit, just like they recognize a driver's license. Right now, concealed carry laws are like Pokemon cards. You've got to catch them all. Each state has its own set of rules, permits, and processes. Planning a road trip? Better study up on which state will honor your permit. It's like prepping for a law school exam every time you travel while armed. Hudson nailed it when he said, when I drive from North Carolina to DC, I don't have to stop at Virginia line to take a driver's license test. So why would I have to do that with my concealed carry permit? And this whole conversation reminds me of a fundamental truth. When the Founding Fathers wrote the Second Amendment and mentioned the word militia, they weren't talking about some government-controlled army. They were talking about you, me, us, the people. That's the inspiration behind my I am the militia design. Think about it. If someone breaks into your house with the intent to harm you or your family, who's gonna save you? You can call 911 and the police will try their best to get there, but chances are they won't make it in time. In that moment, it's just you. You become your own militia. The idea behind I am the militia is to remind people that the Second Amendment wasn't about outsourcing your protection to the government or the police. It was about empowering individuals to stand up for their freedom, their lives, and their families. That's why we created the I am the militia merch line. It's more than a statement, it's a reminder of who we are and why we fight to preserve our rights. So, head over to shop.mrcoleonnoir.com and check out the I Am the Militia merch. We've got t-shirts, hats, drinkware, you name it. Wear it proudly and remind the world that we are responsible for our own safety. So hit the link in the description section and get yours today. Now back to H.R. 38. Here's the good news. Support for this bill is growing fast. When Representative Hudson introduced it on January 8th, around 120 House members were on board. Now we're up to like 163. And that includes Representative Jared Goldman from Maine, a Democrat. Hudson believes more Democrats are likely to join the cause, which I think is huge. But we've also got to address a potential issue here. In states like New York or New Jersey, the cost and the bureaucracy of getting a concealed carry permit are so insane that many residents can't even afford to exercise their rights. So we could end up in a situation where someone from Texas with a permit can carry in New York, but a New Yorker can't carry in their own state. That's not justice. That's just another way these restrictive states are suppressing constitutional rights. And let's not forget, these restrictions have deep roots in racism. Many of these laws trace back to Black codes designed to prevent Black Americans from owning firearms. Today, they use cost and bureaucracy to achieve the same thing. You can't say, oh, those people aren't allowed to have a concealed carry permit. So you just make it so expensive and cumbersome that the average law-abiding person, especially minorities and low-income Americans, can't afford to exercise their rights. Meanwhile, criminals, well, they don't care about permits, so they have guns anyway. So, what can we do? According to Hudson, we've got to let our members of Congress and senators know how important this is. Call their offices, write them letters. Handwritten ones pack a bigger punch than emails, honestly. We have a momentum right now, but we've got to keep the pressure on. At the end of the day, this isn't just about concealed carry, it's about freedom. Freedom to protect yourself, freedom to exercise your constitutional rights, and freedom to live without navigating a minefield of arbitrary laws. It's time to pass national reciprocity and stop treating the Second Amendment like the second-class amendment. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.